If you'll please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and stay standing for the invocation. And this evening, it would appear as though we're going to call upon Mr. Courier.
Good evening. I just wanted to thank God for our country as I look back at last week, 4th of July. And we live in such a great country, and much of that is due to our local governments. And Lord, I pray you give us wisdom tonight, and we pray that whatever plans you have for us and for the city come to fruition. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Mr. Gross, if you'll take the roll, please.
Okay, Councilman Marcos has been excused. Councilman Blevins.
Here.
Councilman Schlack.
Present.
Councilman Valerius.
Here.
Councilman Loyd.
Here.
Councilman Lally.
Here.
Mayor McLeod.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
Motion, Mayor.
Motion by Mr. Schlack,
Second.
second by Mr. Blevins. Are there any corrections or changes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the meeting of June 27th?
Motion, Mayor.
Motion by Mr. Lally,
Second.
second by Mr. Loyd. Any corrections or changes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. We come to organizational business, and for once, Mark doesn't have to follow a big
Right.
presentation.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, residents of Allen Park. A couple updates here on some projects going on here in the city. Hard Rock Concrete is finishing the approaches, sidewalks, and the restoration between Champaign Road to Southfield Road, that's on Rosedale. They've also started to remove a portion of Garfield Avenue from Rosedale Boulevard to the Lincoln Park border, as well as Regina Avenue from Rosedale Boulevard to Lincoln Park border. And they plan on pouring that during the first part of next week. That's all weather depending. I think they didn't do both halves. They're just, this is the first half, right, Tom? Okay. So they'll get the second half coming back in, but that'll take care of two bad asphalt roads that we had over there off of Rosedale. Rosedale will continue to be closed at Southfield Road for a short time longer, again, for the safety of the workers involved there. And I do know that there were some discussion about possibly opening up to some residential area so they can get back in there. But right now, the road will still remain closed through traffic. Reek Road Water Main Replacement and Reconstruction Project. Reek Road is closed between Goddard Road and Midway Avenue. The contractor is waiting the test results so they can begin hooking up the new permanent water services from Goddard Road to Promenade Avenue. Next week they'll begin boring under the creek between Midway and Promenade, and then they'll also begin to move the temporary water main to prepare for the next segment of pipe bursting. They're working their way north. I'm not too sure how far they're going to go north, but they'll be working from the creek going north at that point in time. Paris Avenue, Savone Cement has started to remove the north side of Paris Avenue. The approaches, sidewalks have been completed on the south side. And then just putting a note in here for restoration. They're going to put the sod in as part of the restoration after Labor Day. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do that while we're in July and then back into August with the heat and the possible lack of rain that we've had all year. It just doesn't make any sense. So after Labor Day for the sod. For the concrete sectioning program, Savone Cement, they are working on Meyer Avenue, and then they'll be starting to work on Dasher Avenue, and that's between Allen Road and Roger Avenue. I was just over there today. They were pouring the last portion of Meyer right by Roger. I did get to see Pastor Carruthers. He had some surgery, so we wish him well. He was going to try to make it here. He said he got out of the hospital today, and he said he was going to try to make it here. Like, it's okay. You can watch on TV. We'll have it good for you there. So, but good to see him. And he was very happy as he's getting to see some work done in front of his house as well. Another portion of the project that we're working on is a joint sealing program. Ailes Asphalt will begin in August to crack seal, joint seal E-Course Road, and it's going to be from Pelham to Roosevelt. Once they're done with E-Course Road, they're going to be working on the area west of Allen Road, between Arno, west of Allen Road to Arno, and from Beatrice to Hanford. So basically the area here north of Southfield, west of Allen Road, north of the City Hall. So we'll be looking to crack seal a majority of the roads over in that area. We have some training coming up for a couple of our officers in the police department. Sergeant Sean Harvey and Officer Pat Moore will be attending the 2023 Michigan Association of Hostage Negotiators conference that'll be held in October in Traverse City. And then also, as I mentioned, Sergeant Harvey, he's reaching a milestone with the City of Allen Park Police Department, 15 years on July 21st. So congratulations to Sergeant Harvey on that accomplishment. Just want to go over a couple more things I don't have on the agenda, on the my report, written report, but we did get some word on a couple grants that we had applied for through the Financially Distressed Communities, Villages, and Townships grant program. We had applied for the removal of the underground storage tanks at the old DPS fire department. That was denied. They also denied our request for the lead service line replacements as well. Just disappointing that we still qualify for those. I'm happy we qualified for the programs. Disappointed we didn't get any funding. They also only funded that program $2 million this past time around. I think they had just a little over $2 million based on some excess funds from previous years. So when they started that program, it was $5 million, and so they have cut it down quite a bit, and so disappointed on that. But we still got some good news. I've seen some the preliminary information from Wayne County CDBG. I participated in a public hearing for their action plan for 2020 for program year 2023. At this point in time, we're in line to get $20,000 for senior public services. We'll use that in the recreation department to pay for some salaries that we have in there as they start to do a little bit more in the senior activity aspects for our seniors. The great news here is that we're also in line to get $141,000 for the historical museum. Nice. That'll be used for windows and some exterior work and some interior work. So another $141,000 for the museum. Great news on that. Not to stop there. Just awaiting the governor's. I gotta take my glasses off. I can't read my handwriting here. Just awaiting the governor's signing of the budget. But we've received communication from Representative Tullio Liberati's office that we are in line to get $1.6 million to resurface Pinecrest Boulevard.
Wow, all right.
That was a request we put in to Tullio, to Representative Tullio's office back in February of 2022. Some things take a little time, but they got there. And then we also received communication from Senator Geis's office that we're in line to get $500,000 to bury the utility lines at the theater property.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's funny.
On another note, still a positive note, and this is one that the Mayor McLeod had brought forth and asked for support from all the communities in the DUA service area. DUA is in line to get $10 million to do some improvements at the facility as well. So some great news. The budget was really generous on there. I know I talked to Chief Can. He pointed out some other communities that had some stuff for fire stations and equipment, and I told him I was kicking myself in the backside because we weren't thinking on that. You're never thinking on those routes. But we got 1.6 for Pinecrest, $500,000 for the burial of the lines. When I go back to the financially distressed communities, when I looked at what they've awarded, they were public safety heavy this time around, and it's hard to figure out where they're going to go because sometimes they've gone public safety heavy and then they've gone water heavy, and it's like there's no rhyme or reason to their process. But nonetheless, we'll keep plugging along and keep trying there, and so I'll have more information on all those four opportunities here with the Wayne County CDBG program and then the amounts coming from the state government as we go along and keep you informed on those.
May I have a motion to accept and file the administrator's report?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lotley.
Second.
Second by Mr. Valerius. Comments or questions?
Woo, there we go.
I want to make a comment. These grants, the amount of time and effort that goes into applying for the various grants, the distressed communities, the CDBG, all the rest of them, unless you're sitting in the office where I am, I don't think you can have a full appreciation for the amount of time and effort that goes into that, along with doing regular work. And there is a certain joy when all that effort is rewarded. Just speaking from the viewpoint for DUA, which is the Downriver Utility Wastewater Authority. And if you didn't know, Allen Park is one of 13 downriver communities that owns the wastewater treatment facility in Wyandotte. And we acquired that from Wayne County, I believe it was 2018. I've got a little tile that tells when. But it's needed a lot of repairs, and this, right now, what we're running into is one of the final processes, ultraviolet, before the water goes back into the river. And what the system we have now is obsolete, and we've stored all the parts and bulbs and ballasts that we can possibly obtain. But it's a $1 million process, and it's something that needs to be done. Otherwise, they could be out of compliance with regulations, and it's just disastrous. And getting this budget allocation is going to impact every one of our residents because it is a cost that we will not have to transfer in rates. So just so you have a real appreciation for that. But we applied for ARPA funds, lots of communications to county commissioners, state representatives. So we were very, very happy when Senator Geis called one evening and said, this is in the budget, and the caveat is the governor still has to sign it, but she put in a lot of effort on our behalf, and we really much appreciated that. So I wanted to let all of you know. So having said that, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Now we come to public comments, and anyone who wishes to come up and speak can do so. You have 4 minutes. All we want is your name and the street on which you live. Please do not give us your full address, and the only other thing we ask is that you be civil.
Hello, Mayor and Council. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. Congratulations on the approval of those grants. It's outstanding for the city and the residents that those different grants affect. I wanted to talk.
Sir.
I'm sorry. My name is Tim Estheimer, and I'm Melbourne Avenue. Pardon me. I wanted to talk to you tonight. At the last meeting, which I couldn't attend, I watched back and I saw what the mayor said about Chief Can's retirement, and then I saw it on the agenda today. So I just wanted to thank Chief Can for his service. Wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors, which, from what I understand, is going to be a lot of fun in the sun. So congratulations to him. I've known Chief Can for many years, from him doing on-site inspections at the DDA outdoor events, which he was firm but fair, and we appreciated that. Also to coming into our restaurant at Primo's and doing fire inspections, as well as him playing in his band at the fire open house night. So appreciate Chief Can, and again, thank you for your service. Also, at that last meeting that I missed, I reached out to him personally, but I wanted to publicly acknowledge Kyle Carr, and congratulations on the appointment to Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation. Kyle also is another one of those guys, and I think you all communicated this clearly that night. He's friendly, professional, and he represents the city very well. So congratulations to Mr. Carr on that. A couple more things. I'm standing tonight also in support of council's approval of the costs associated with the recruit Michael Ryan's attending the police academy, and wish him the best of luck. And lastly, one more thing, congratulations to Sergeant Harvey, you just mentioned that, on his 15 years of service. And lastly, on the way in, I took advantage of a service some may not understand or may not know, but right to the right of this entrance as you walk in is the police department entrance, and they have a kiosk there to drop pills. So I had a bag of pills from when my mom passed away. It was a big old garbage bag. Tom was looking at me like I was crazy walking in with this, but I was able to drop all those off there safely and not have to worry about it anymore. So thank you all, and thanks for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Well, since no one else seems to be coming up, we will close public comments and move on with the rest of the agenda. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda, consisting of purchasing actions, claims and accounts, and payroll, and finance actions, which is the finance overview, budget to actual report, balance sheet, and cash flow. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lally,
Second.
second by Mr. Blevins. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution. Resolution 1 is to decline the Wayne County Treasurer's right of refusal of taxed foreclosed properties. May I have a motion, please?
Motion, Mayor.
Motion by Mr. Loyd,
Second.
second by Mr. Lally. Comments or questions? We'll
Just
have
get-
that explained.
Please.
Each July, the city's offered, as all the communities in Wayne County are offered an opportunity under the right of first refusal to purchase tax foreclosed properties within Wayne County by the Wayne County Treasurer. In the previous years, we have acquired properties. Last year, we acquired a property on Park Avenue on behalf of the DDA. But for the prior 3 years before that, we had passed on acquiring those properties. This year, there's 2 properties on the list, a vacant a parking lot behind an existing business off of Allen Road and a house on Dasher Avenue. My recommendation would be to decline the opportunity to purchase these properties. It's just not in our best interest at this point in time. And the reason I asked for that to be a decline is that there's a request from the Wayne County Treasurer to let them know by a certain date whether we want to acquire them or not. So just asking that. My recommendation would be to decline both properties.
Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is passed. Second resolution is to approve the police department's request to send police recruit Michael West to the Wayne County Regional Police Academy using MCOL's grant funds of up to $24,000 for academy salary and benefit costs. May I have a motion?
Motion, Mayor.
Motion by, Mr. Valerius.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lally. Comments or questions? Would the chief like to come up and?
See if the chief can put it up there.
Good evening. This is part of a grant system that just came out this year to help law enforcement get recruits. It's very costly and takes 16 weeks to get through a police academy. So the state is reimbursing the city up to $24,000, which covers the academy costs, uniforms, salary. So we have hired Mr. West. He's receiving benefits, and once he graduates the academy, his year probation will start.
Anyone have any questions?
And this was arranged through a MOU with the.
Yes, the police union agreed to this. One of the things that makes us a little bit better than some of the cities around us that are doing the same thing is we're paying starting officer wage as if he was a full-fledged officer to begin with. I won't mention cities, but some of those cities that have got people from us the last couple of rounds are paying $4 an hour less. So I think that's a big plus for us. And yeah, so we're in line, doing pretty well. Hopefully this will turn a page for us to help us fill some spots.
Anyone have any questions?
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief.
So hearing that, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution 3 is to approve the Allen Park Historical Commission and Beautification Commission to use the former Allen Park Theater parking lot for a fundraiser during the Allen Park Street Fair. Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Blevins.
Second.
Second by Mr. Valerius. Just to explain that?
Yeah, this is a request we've had for 2 years. I think the first year was just the Historical Commission alone. Last year, it was a joint operation with the Beautification Commission, and this year will be a joint Beautification Commission, Historical Commission project fundraiser. I think they've done fairly well. A little bit different this year around because of the limited space. The parking area will be what you're currently seeing. So the fenced-off area will still remain fenced off. Where they were working with the equipment is very been disrupted pretty bad. So we want to avoid that area. But there's still a good, I think, from reading Nancy's email, and I think it was 60 parking spots. So it still would generate a fair amount of donations in a 2-day period of time. So I think the procedures are gonna be the same as what they've used in the past. We've had no issue with those, and I think it's worked out really well.
Very organized. It's kind of like someone worked at another facility, I think. Are there any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution 4 is to accept and file the retirement of Fire Chief Ed Can effective October 3, 2023.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Schlack.
Second.
Second by Mr. Valerius. I think everyone's seen his resignation letter. We will have him before us before he leaves. I don't know if there's any explanation that needs to be given. I don't know if we want to ask Chief Can to explain himself, but
Mrs. Kane had to explain.
yeah.
You have to go home and explain it to Mrs. Kane.
But are there any comments? They're coming, Ed. Reluctantly, I call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution has been approved. You can start planning now. Next on to other business, we have third and reading and public hearing of proposed ordinance number 4-2023. May I have a motion?
Motion, Mayor.
Motion by Mr. Loyd.
Second.
Supported by Mr. Schlack. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The attorney will do the third reading.
Third reading by title only of proposed ordinance 04-2023, an ordinance of City of Allen Park Code of Ordinances, amending Chapter 1, General Provisions by the addition of Section 1-15, Municipal Civil Infractions as enforcement option to allow the city as additional enforcement option for certain stated offenses.
Thank you. We will now open public hearing on this ordinance. If anyone wishes to come up and speak on it, you may do so at this time.
Through the chair.
Yes.
Just real quickly, I know that we did this last time around, but just an explanation of what this is. This is just giving our building department another tool in the toolbox to help encourage residents to abide by ordinances. Ultimately, we don't want people to just pay the $100 fine and then move on with their lives. We want them to obey that so that we are able to keep our city beautiful. So this doesn't take anything away. This just is adding additional options to make sure that we are enforcing our ordinances.
Thank you, and I believe that, and I forgot to put it on my note, but I think it's being referred to as a civil infraction for blight. So it's an attempt to kind of reinforce the ordinances already in place. Moving on to the next item is the adoption of ordinance number 4-2023. May I ask for a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. It's a
Tony.
dueling
Mr.
by
Lally.
Mr. Lally.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Loyd. We need a roll call vote on that, please.
Councilman Blevins.
Yes.
Councilman Lally.
Yes.
Councilman Loyd.
Yes.
Councilman Marcos. Mayor McLeod.
Yes.
Councilman Schlack.
Yes.
Councilman Valerius.
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 3, the third reading and public hearing of proposed ordinance number 5-2023. May I have a motion?
Motion, Mayor.
Motion by Mr. Loyd.
Second.
Second by Mr. Valerius. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Mr. Carver.
Third reading by title only, proposed ordinance 05-2023, an ordinance of City of Allen Park Code of Ordinances, amending Chapter 2, Administration, Article 5, Boards, Commissions, Committees, and Authorities by the repeal and readoption of Division 14, Parks and Recreation Commission, to update the division.
Thank you. One.
Please. So just, this is in line with updates to the ordinances that we've already done to historical and beautification. So what we're going through all the commissions, we just have one left, festivities, and just trying to make them so that we have the same language throughout all of our commissions.
We'll now open public hearings on this ordinance. Anyone wishing to come up and speak may do so.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Nancy Nick, Pinecrest Avenue. My only concern is, I worked for Parks and Recs for a little over 5 years. I saw a lot of programs. We lost a lot of programs. Not too long ago, we lost the program Creative Characters, and we almost lost the Hockey Association. So since I don't see the revised, and I only looked on the website and saw what was written, I'm hoping that in this new revised, that you take the power off of the Parks and Recs Commission, or put some type of little loophole in there so that the city council can have this last say-so if they try to take away a program. Because I know you guys were on the council when Creative Characters came, you also were here when the Hockey Association came, and your hands were tied because it was in the power of the Parks and Recs Commission. So that's my only thing. I would like to see something put in there so that you would have the final say on if they were trying to get rid of any program.
Through
Thank
the chair?
Yes.
So I think we have, and so one of the lines in here is the decisions and actions of the commission are subject to the review and repeal by and at the discretion of mayor and council.
Okay.
So that was and that was something that we very much took into consideration.
Okay,
So
thank you very much. I appreciate that.
appreciate you. Thank you, Nancy.
No one else is coming up. We'll close public hearing and move on to adoption. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 5-2023?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Valerius.
Second.
Second by Mr. Loyd. Roll call, please.
Councilman Lally.
Yes.
Councilman Loyd.
Yes.
Mayor McLeod.
Yes.
Councilman Schlack.
Yes.
Councilman Valerius.
Yes.
Councilman Blevins.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. We will now move on to council comments. And this evening, we will start with Councilman Lally.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I want to thank Mark for all the grants that he got. A very nice job. I want to congratulate you on that. I hope everybody had a nice 4th of July weekend and fun and safe one. I was invited to go to the GLWA, Great Lakes Water Authority. That's where they treat the water plants. It's amazing what they do in there. I know there's a lot of walk, but it was very interesting walk from one place to the other. It's amazing what they got in there. I've never seen this in my life. How they take water from the river and bring a glass of water for you to drink. And that's a lot of operations in there, a lot of miles of operation, at least 1 mile. Buildings on each side, water all over the place. It was amazing. I just want to take the opportunity to thank Tom Murray and Mark Kibbe for inviting me personally to go there. That was an amazing, I'll never forget that in my whole life. I've never seen anything like that. I am amazed. I want to thank you again for letting me go with you guys. And I just want to tell you, everybody, thank you. I hope you have a nice retirement. I still have to talk to you about that. I don't know. Chief, I don't know. We need you, man. You can't go. But anyway, have a nice retirement when you do retire in October. We'll sure talk about it yet. We still got till October to talk. Thank you very much. I just want to let you guys know that I received a brick from 2011 veterans, the hospital that was there? I had the last brick. They're supposed to give it to me. 2011 was a mayor before. And they never gave it to me. And finally, Ben, you just finally found it, and you gave it to me. I thank you very much. I appreciate that. And we're trying to sell the bricks from the theater, too, so for the Vietnam Memorial and beyond. There are more details coming up as we go with the more meetings with our committee, which is Councilman Blevins and Councilman Valerius. And, of course, the ad captain here, Mark Kibbe. After that, I want to say thank you very much for coming to this meeting, and good night. God bless.
Thank you. Councilman Loyd.
So I just want to say, because I know Councilman Blevins has been asking about it, we do have on the books to meet for the Municipal Complex Committee July 28th. I know that's something that's very important, not just because it's something that's important to all of us, but it's something that's very important to our former colleague, Councilwoman Armstrong. So just wanted to make sure that you're aware that we're at Armstrong. So Sykes, I'm so sorry. So just want to let you know that. Other than that, it feels like summer in here. I feel like I'm the polar opposite as my colleague who loves the winter. Like, this is beautiful weather for me, 90 degrees hot. We got our city clerk is out at Boy Scout camp. Councilman Marcos is, I'm hoping, enjoying the lake wherever he's at. So it feels good. I hope everybody's able to enjoy it because it goes by too quick. And I'm sure the snow will be back before we know it. So no, never fear. So everybody have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Valerius.
Yeah, summer. Just a couple things. I also attended that GLWA tour, and just to short and sweet, part of it was that if anyone wonders why they pay what they pay for water, they just need to go on a tour. Because when you go and see what they do in regards to taking water from the Detroit River and having it come out to be perfect, beautiful, clear, tasty, safe water, it's a pretty incredible process. And a process that I think we all take for granted. So it was an amazing tour, and again, thank you for organizing it and giving us the opportunity to see that. It was pretty remarkable. At the end of the tour, they brought out pitchers of ice cold water. It was probably the best tasting water I've ever had in my life. I mean, it just tasted different, and it was really, really good. I think I had 3 glasses. But it was, yeah, it was a great tour. It was a great opportunity to see what goes into providing us with the drinking water, like I said, that we pretty much take for granted. Chief Can, I know we're going to have this opportunity between now and October, but again, I just wanted to thank you for 18 years of service down Park, 20 years of fire service in general. You know, the job that you do running into danger while others are running away is just phenomenal, all those years of service. And again, your experience and presence is going to be missed, but also your experience and presence has put the fire department in a great place, and we appreciate that for sure. So, again, we'll all have the opportunity to address you as you come closer to October in retirement, but like the mayor said, you could officially start planning now. So, with that, like, you know, talking about what my fellow Councilman Loyd said about the summer, you know, him and I are teachers, so, you know, we're supposed to relish our summertime. I'm actually looking forward to getting back to school because it means it's also going to get cooler outside. I don't have to worry about the heat, and the summer is going by way fast, so if you do have an opportunity to get out and enjoy the weather, if you like this type of stuff, by all means do. Like I spent 6 hours today walking around in a olive drab t-shirt and pants and work boots with a weed whip at Greenfield Village for 6 straight hours. I was a mess when I got home, but it's a good summer gig. So, and with that, I appreciate everyone for coming out tonight. Appreciate everything that, you know, we're trying to do for the betterment of the city, and I appreciate everyone up here. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. Councilman Schlack.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mark, for securing those grants. I know that's hard work with you and the rest of the administration to put those together. It shows that continually we're in good hands and getting money to go in the right direction. That's always a great thing to hear, even though we didn't get everything we asked for, but that's life, right? You don't always get everything you ask for. I want to always thank our commissioners for everything they've done in our city, festivities, historical, so I'm happy they were able to make a little extra money again at the theater property. I know that's always a great spot to park your cars, you walk around and shop and look at all the things. And for me, I definitely do that myself. My wife participates in that as historical commissioner. I also wanted to wish everyone that did hopefully have a happy 4th, and also wish my son, even though he will never watch this more than likely, and his mother probably won't even tell him, but happy birthday. He turned 5 the day after. So it's a special time this summer for me. I was always kind of a fall guy, but because of him, it's kind of really made me enjoy summer a little more, despite the fact that I helped put together a swing set, I'm putting together a jungle gym, and my backyard is no longer mine anymore. So I just had to realize that. Fatherhood. Finally, Chief Can. I did not want to make that motion, but, well, it is what it is. I want to thank you for your leadership experience and always telling me about Firehouse and the techno aspect of it, and one time that you allowed my family to come in and my then 4-year-old, now 5-year-old, to run around and just to see the joy in his eye. Like, I don't know if he tends to be a firefighter or not, but he certainly had a lot of fun that day. So I definitely want you to enjoy and have a happy retirement. Definitely come back and visit. Probably not as often, just definitely enjoyed retirement. And thank you for your years of service. I know we'll get a chance to say that again, but I definitely mean that from my heart, and thank you. And with that, Mayor, I yield.
Thank you. Councilman Blevins.
So, how can you tell if a tree is a dogwood tree? By its bark. Yeah. You know, I had a joke about chemistry, but, you know, I didn't know if it would get a reaction. So, there, double. Yeah. Anyways, so it's summer. Please make sure you stay hydrated with water. And this is probably one of the hottest summers we ever had. And so please make sure if you're going for walks or anything, bring something with you. Don't pass out. You know, there's plenty of opportunity on midnight security where it's cooler, Mr. Valerius, if you want to come work for me. But you know, I do appreciate all the commissioners. I know beautification, historical, they're gonna do a wonderful job at the street fair. They have 2 great leaders, chairs that will make sure everything goes organized. Please, again, support your local businesses. There's look on our Facebook pages, of city Facebook pages. There's a lot of events going on throughout the summer and the next few months. I did walk down the street and saw, and I didn't comment last time, but down by the Champagne Boutique area, they did the alleyway and behind it, and a fantastic job. I know Rosedale, again, it's getting there. It's gonna finally be open up. I did see some photos, because again, I haven't walked over there, that some residents were commenting on the sidewalks that there's like gonna be a curb by some areas. I don't know what was the reason for that, but just something maybe look into. I don't know if there's a possible way to make it go back to actually having a sidewalk instead of a curb, or if that was gotten fixed since someone commented. And then I'm so glad on Park Avenue, the sidewalks over there where DT was, or I believe it's DT that was working on, right by where they do the farmer's market, is getting fixed now. And again, just not being a tripping hazard anymore. So, and every Friday, make sure you do support our farmer's market on Park Avenue 3 to 7 till October. And great job to our DDA on working on that and all the events. And to our Chief Can, you know, I really hope you have a wonderful retirement. Like Mr. Schlack said, you can always come and visit. And if you end up going to Florida, see Mr. LaFawn there, and, you know, go to Disney World and hang out with him. And same with Bob Cady. And so it must be a trend if once you live in Allen Park, you go travel down there. But again, congrats to retirement. Thank you for all you've done over the years. And again, this It's not a goodbye, it's always see you laters. With that, I hope everyone has a wonderful July and stay positive, and God bless, and I yield.
Thank you. Mr. Gross.
Chief Can, good luck. We can't blame you for leaving, but we're going to blame you for everything once you're gone. So, and with that, I'd like to thank everybody for coming, and drive carefully.
Thank you. Make this brief. Again, very much appreciative of Mr. Murray extending an invitation to all council members to visit Great Lakes Water Association. Like anything else, it was an eye-opener and gives you a real appreciation for what goes into providing clean water. And as I've indicated in the past, I encourage people to, they have a lot of security surrounding the water plant, so I'm not sure how much they do guided tours there. But I will tell you that anyone who's interested in visiting the downriver wastewater treatment facility in Wyandotte, they would be more than happy to take you through. If you ever see the water treatment plant and you think that's an eye-opener, wait till you see the wastewater treatment facility. That is really something to behold. And the minds that created that to make sure that what we send to them gets purified and sent back into the water stream is just incredible. There's not too much else that's going on. I think everyone's already covered. We've got a lot of events going on. If you read your Allen Park Today magazine, they're listed in there. We've got concerts going on at the community center, music in the streets, music in the parks, activities for the youngsters. And because I happen to have a communication, and I know that we all missed Dennis this evening, he did notify me, because I asked, that today is National Cheer Up the Lonely Day. He also indicated, and I see that there's a connection here, that it's National Slurpee Day, 7-Eleven's birthday. So, keeping that in mind, if you know somebody who needs cheering up, take them to 7-Eleven and get them a Slurpee. Other than that, I think Matthew also expressed something that I have said in the past, but I do want to say again how much I appreciate serving up here with all of you individuals. There's a lot of interaction that goes on before and after meetings, and I think it really helps the team that we've become. And with that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Lally.
Second.
Second by Mr. Valerius. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We are adjourned at 6:43.